Hi, this is Nancy. I know that I started this YouTube channel about, I don't know, 3.5 weeks ago, and I put up a video and I was all gung-ho about it, and it was right before, I'm sorry about the shaking of the camera because this is very, very hard for me to talk about. But anyway, I'm sitting up here on my bed too, by the way, because I can't find any sanctuary away from my beagle. You know what I mean? It's just, it's craziness. So I put the video up, and it was about a couple days before the election. And then I was triggered. I had been triggered for a while by some of the things that were being said in the media, and by, I don't want to get politically involved with all of this, but because people have different political views, but the inappropriateness of things that were being said about women and grabbing their genitalia and all this stuff. So I have PTSD, and I know I'm rambling here, and again I apologize. And all of that really, really triggered my PTSD. And I know people say, oh, there's that word triggered again, you know, everything that is triggered. No, with PTSD, there are things that really do trigger you. And I'm going to talk about PTSD, and I'm going to share with you what happened in my life where I did develop PTSD. And believe me, it isn't anything I want, you know. So anyway, PTSD, for people that don't know about it, is post-traumatic stress disorder. A lot of it now, it's being, you know, talked about now because of the soldiers, and rightly so, the veterans and the things that they've seen. My event happened when I was the executive director at an assisted living facility. It was in a beautiful neighborhood. You had to pay cash to stay there, and the lowest amount that you would pay was about $60,000 or $70,000 a year for one person to stay there. It was just, you know, it looked like the Taj Mahal or whatever, but actually, I don't want to get into all the rest of it, but there was a gentleman who liked to drink, and he was very rich, and his wife was on our locked Alzheimer's unit. And he started to come there drunk, and, you know, I'm just going to say it, and people are going to get mad at me, okay? But I'm just going to say it. There are certain men, white men, that are rich and that are entitled and think they could do whatever they want. Seriously. And God forbid if a woman says anything to them, okay? So he was coming into my facility where I was the director, executive director, and he was dropping the N-word to my staff. And I had adopted 2 dogs for the place, and it was pretty big, you know. And these were dogs that were older and kind of like nobody was going to adopt them. So they found a wonderful home there. They really did, and it helped the residents. But I digress. So he would come in drunk, and I would call the police, and they would say, oh, go on home, you know, just go home. And I'm like, you're going to let this crazy drunk guy drive? And they were like, well, you know, he does it all the time. And I'm like, okay. So one day he came in, and he was so drunk. There was a circular driveway, and we had tulips in it, and he just like ran his big ass, I'm sorry, Cadillac over that. And, the police came and they said, go on home. And I said, okay, oh, no, wait a minute. I said, what is your name? Are you truly going to let this guy drive out of here and go